Hi guys, my name is MC Koboko. Let me tell you a story. On the morning of June 8th, 1998, the air inside Kirikiri maximum security prison was thick with dread. Nearly 300 prisoners, clad in green robes, the chilling uniform of the condemned, await their fate. Soldiers had already been assembled for the green task of execution. Among the prisoners was Francis Ede, a young man from Ebonyi State, a strong member of the National Democratic Coalition, NADECO, had already resigned his life to death. But on that fateful day, history was shifted. The executioners never fired a single shot, not because mercy prevailed, but because death came first. Not for the prisoners, but for the dictator who condemned them. For 5 years before that morning, Francis Ede had lived a nightmare. His crime was simple: working with NADECO, the pro-democracy coalition group that stood against Abacha's regime and insisted on the mandate of Nko Abiola, winner of the annulled June 12, 1993 election. To Abacha, NADECO was an enemy. Its members were branded traitors, terrorists, saboteurs. Edo was accused of plotting to bomb NNPC depot at Eyimbo, a charge entirely fabricated. On September 12, 1994, Ede's nightmare deepened. He and other detainees were taken to the Directorate of the Military Intelligence, DMI, where they endured the darkest episode of their captivity. We were put inside sacks for hours before we were forced to sign a fabricated confessional statement he later revealed. From there, they were handed over to the Presidential Task Force on Anti-Abacha, led by ACP Zachary Biu. There, the torture intensified. They were pushed to implicate NADECO leaders. One officer, DSP Ima Ogolo, even gave Ede a grim offer. The only condition for my release was to admit that Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu sent me to bomb Ejigbo NNPC depot. That I stoutly objected. Refusing to sign means choosing death, but for Ede, truth was not negotiable. Abacha regime went further to justify its crackdown. He staged a fake bomb blast across Nigeria, pinning the blames on NADECO. The detainees were then paraded as masterminds and accused of trying to destabilize the country. In reality, they were pawns in brutal script, government excuses to crush dissent. By mid-1998, the curtain was set to fall. At Kirikiri, more than 290 detainees were dressed in green. June 8th was the execution day. Ede remembered the eerie silence, soldiers on standby, sense of finality. Their lives seemed had already been written off. But fate had its own script. At dawn on June 8th, far away Abuja, General Sani Abacha died suddenly under mysterious circumstances. In one instant, the machinery of execution grounded to a halt. The soldiers at Kirikiri were dismissed. The condemned men, who had spent the night staring at death door, were given back their life. Then Ede put it: "We cheated death by the death of he who wanted to put us to death." It was a narrow escape. Until your final breath is cut off, there is still hope. There is always light at the end of the tunnel. If you stick to what you believe, your norms and your value, you might not be lucky like Mr. Ede, but every man must live and abide by his own principle. See you guys again soon.